January 27, 2025. A day that will be etched in the memories of investors and tech enthusiasts alike. This was the day Nvidia, the darling of the semiconductor industry and a giant in the world of artificial intelligence, stumbled. And it wasn't just a stumble, it was a full-blown collapse, the likes of which Wall Street had never seen before. Nvidia's stock plummeted a staggering 17%, a freefall that sent shockwaves throughout the tech world. What caused this seismic event? The answer, in a word, was DeepSeek. A relatively unknown player in the world of AI. DeepSeek, a Chinese company, had just unveiled their own AI model. And it was this model, with its revolutionary technology and cost-effectiveness, that had investors hitting the sell button on Nvidia with unprecedented fervor. The financial impact of DeepSeek's arrival was nothing short of staggering. Nvidia, in a single day, saw a mind-boggling $589 billion wiped off its market capitalization. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire market value of all but a handful of companies in the United States. It was the single largest loss any company had ever experienced in the history of the stock market, dwarfing even Nvidia's own previous record of $279 billion lost just a few months prior. This wasn't just a bad day for Nvidia, it was a financial earthquake that sent tremors throughout the entire market. The S&P 500, a broad measure of the US stock market, tumbled 1.5% in response to Nvidia's decline, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq, where Nvidia is a major component, plunged a hefty 3.1%. The message was clear. DeepSeek had arrived and the landscape of the AI industry might never be the same. So who is this DeepSeek that managed to single-handedly bring a titan like Nvidia to its knees? DeepSeek, while relatively unknown to the general public before January 27, was a rising star in the world of artificial intelligence research and development. Based in China, the company had been quietly but diligently developing its own AI model, one that they believed could rival and even surpass anything that the industry leaders like Nvidia had produced. What made DeepSeek different, and ultimately so dangerous to Nvidia, was their approach. While companies like Nvidia were focused on developing increasingly powerful and expensive AI chips, DeepSeek took a different path. They focused on efficiency and affordability, creating a model that could achieve comparable, if not superior results to Nvidia's offerings, but at a fraction of the cost. The secret sauce of DeepSeek's success, at least in part, was a touch ironic. They had used Nvidia's own GPUs, the very chips that were Nvidia's bread and butter, to develop their model. However, DeepSeek claimed to have achieved this breakthrough on a shoestring budget, spending a mere $5.6 million on Nvidia's technology. While many industry experts were skeptical of this figure, believing it to be a gross underestimate, the fact remained. DeepSeek had found a way to leverage Nvidia's technology in a remarkably cost-effective manner. This was the crux of investor fear. If DeepSeek could truly deliver state-of-the-art AI capabilities at a fraction of the cost of traditional models, it could potentially upend the entire industry. Nvidia, which had enjoyed a near monopoly in the high-end AI chip market, was suddenly facing a competitor that could undercut them on price while offering comparable performance. This was a nightmare scenario for Nvidia and one that sent investors rushing for the exits. Section 5. Investors hit the panic button. The stock market, as we all know, is driven by sentiment, and on January 27th, that sentiment shifted dramatically against Nvidia. The fear, whispered at first and then shouted from the rooftops, was that Nvidia's days of dominance were numbered. If DeepSeek's model was as good as it seemed, and if they could truly deliver it at the price point they were suggesting, then the implications for Nvidia were enormous. Their high-margin, high-price business model was under direct attack, and the market, never one to wait around and see how things play out, reacted accordingly. Sell orders for Nvidia stock flooded in, overwhelming buy orders and sending the stock into a tailspin. The $600 billion question, quite literally, was whether DeepSeek was a flash in the pan or the beginning of the end for Nvidia's reign. Section 6. Nvidia's response. A measured defense. In the face of this unprecedented market turmoil, Nvidia's response was surprisingly measured. They acknowledged DeepSeek's achievement, calling it an excellent AI advancement, and emphasizing that it was built using, you guessed it, Nvidia's own GPUs. They highlighted the fact that DeepSeek's development was in compliance with export controls, subtly suggesting that DeepSeek's success was, at least in part, due to their own technology. Nvidia's message seemed to be twofold. First, they wanted to convey that they were not panicking, and that they still believed in the strength of their own technology and market position. Second, they subtly reminded everyone that DeepSeek's success was not entirely independent of Nvidia. They were still a major player in this game, even if the rules had suddenly changed. Section 7. Ripples through the market. The impact of Nvidia's plunge was felt far beyond its own stock price. Other major players in the AI space, companies like ARM, Broadcom, and Oracle, all saw their stock prices decline as investors, spooked by DeepSeek's sudden arrival, reassessed the entire AI landscape. The previously unthinkable was now a topic of serious discussion. Could a relatively small, unknown company truly disrupt an industry dominated by giants? The answer, of course, was a resounding maybe. The market, as it so often does, overreacted in the short term, punishing Nvidia and its peers for a threat that was still largely theoretical. DeepSeek, for all its promise, still had to prove that it could scale its technology, bring it to market effectively, and compete with the established players in areas like customer support and software integration. Section 8. What this means for the future of AI. The events of January 27, 2025 served as a stark reminder that the world of technology is in a constant state of flux. What seems like an insurmountable lead today could evaporate overnight with the arrival of a disruptive new technology or a savvy new competitor. For investors, it highlighted the importance of diversification and a long-term perspective. For the AI industry as a whole, DeepSeek's arrival was a shot across the bow. It signaled a potential shift in the balance of power from the hardware-centric model championed by Nvidia to a future where software and affordability might play an even greater role. Section 9. A new era of competition and innovation. In the end, the long-term impact of DeepSeek's arrival remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that the AI landscape has been irrevocably altered. The industry will be watching closely to see how both DeepSeek and Nvidia adapt to this new reality. Will DeepSeek live up to the hype and revolutionize the industry, or will Nvidia find a way to maintain its dominance? Only time will tell. One thing is for sure, the future of AI just got a whole lot more interesting, and for consumers and businesses alike, this increased competition and innovation is likely to bring about a new wave of more powerful, more affordable, and more accessible AI solutions. And that in the end is something we can all be excited about.